Hey guys, hope you're all doing extremely well, but this little yoga video is all about helping out with back pain. So it's really important that, we have a strong core and also a strong back muscles, as well, to just help if we're dealing with any issues that are irritating our back, and also adding some mobility and flexibility to those areas too. So things you'll definitely want are a yoga strap today. You'll want maybe a block or two, and those things can assist you in giving yourself a really good practice here to strengthen your core, but that'll also help out your back and if you're dealing with back pain. So what we'll do, guys, is start on our spine, and you'll definitely want a block, yoga block. Lie down here. The feet will touch the earth, and the feet are right in line with the knees. You'll put that block right between the knees. We're letting the head come down to the ground. And then take a moment and notice that lower back. Notice if you have more of this anterior tilt, so there's a space between that lower back. We're going to want to level that lower back, okay? So let's lift the pelvis off the ground. Lengthen your tailbone. You can use your hands here too on your hips. Just lengthen your tailbone. Tuck under the pubic bone. Even right now, you might feel the core fire. Then bring that lower back down in contact with the earth. Make sure that whole lower back's touching the ground here. All right. And then slide your hands up to your ribs. And imagine that these front ribs, we're wanting to hug your back ribs and then press both sets of ribs into the ground. So just gently press those front ribs towards your back ribs. And then feel the whole back of the body touch the earth, okay? And then for a moment, lift your feet up off the ground and take your hands in contact with your thighs. And notice if your lower back has already come off the ground. So go ahead and lengthen that tailbone. You'll feel the core firing already. But just press your hands into your legs, and your legs and the hands. It's like you almost want to hug the knees into your chest, but your hands won't allow that to happen. And notice the firing you have in your core right here. Okay, that's what we want to feel as we go through this next steps through a little core strengthening. All right, so again, let the knees try to come towards the chest, but they're not able to make it there. There's a lot of action work on the core. Bring your feet down, bring the hands behind your head, look straight up. I want you to find a focal point here, anywhere on the ceiling, and then look back, about a foot or two from that spot you were just looking at. That's your new focal point. Keep looking up and keep the chin lifted. Hands are behind the head, supporting yourself. Everybody, again, lengthen your tailbone. Go ahead and press your ribs down towards the ground. Now here, I want you to inhale, and when you exhale, I want you to slowly lift your feet up off the ground. As the feet begin to lift, imagine if someone were in the ground or coming up from the ground, grabbing your feet and trying to pull your feet down. But you're doing everything within all of your might and power to pull the knees towards the chest, and the feet are barely lifted off the ground. So you're going to feel the firing in the core there. You're looking straight up. Keep lengthening that tailbone, pressing it into the earth. Ribs are hugging together, pushing down. Breathe. And then relax. You need a little moment to release that block, bring the feet together. That can feel good for the legs. If you're feeling all right, keep the block there. If you've removed the block, put it back. And now here we go. Round two of our modified core crunch here, okay? So again, let's look straight up, find your focal point. Lengthen the tailbone, press the lower back into the ground, ribs hug together, hands behind your head. Let's inhale, exhale. Again, try to lift your feet up off the ground. But again, imagine like someone's grabbing the feet and trying to pull them into the ground. You're doing everything you can to lift them up, so you're using your core to lift up those legs. And then I want you to inhale, exhale, lift your head up off the ground, look straight up. Don't go chin to chest, look straight up. Keep your back nice and long and straight. Keep trying to pull the feet up, though you can't lift them up that high at all. Keep lengthening your tailbone. Ribs hugging together, pushing down. Good, and then exhale, release. You need to remove the block for a second, have the knees go out to the side, that's fine. right? See now we're stacking, right? We did just the legs. This time we did legs and head. Now we'll add on to that too, okay? Hands back behind the head. We're looking straight up, everybody. Find your focal point, right? Look back from the focal point. Lengthen your tailbone. Ribs hug together, press down. Inhale. Exhale, lift your feet. They don't lift that high again because they're being pulled towards the ground. But you're trying to bring the knees towards the chest using your core. Now exhale. Head lifts off the ground, looking straight up. Okay, now this time, everyone, let's inhale. Lower the toes down towards the ground. They barely touch down. And then exhale. Strong exhalation, we pull them back up to our working position. Repeat. Again. 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 One more time. Pause. Keep that lower back down. Ribs hug together. And exhale. Release. Remove your block. And then I want you to keep the knees pointing towards the ceiling. Take this block here. Put it back between the knees. Arms alongside your body. Lengthen your tailbone, and then exhale, let's lift up into a little bridge. So we just gave a little break for the legs for a moment there as we move the block and put it back. We're keeping the knees pressing into our block. Go ahead and stabilize the alignment here of the hips and legs and body. Keep lengthening your tailbone, lift up out of your pelvis. Arms alongside your body. Take your shoulder blades down the back. That little lift here in the pelvis. Sternum lifts, but you're not taking your chin towards your chest. Deep breath in. And then as we exhale, slowly lower the pelvis down. Good. Remove the block. Then everyone extend your legs. Reach through your toes, arms up overhead, stretch. Okay, and let's just gently roll over. So we're gonna come belly down, and now this is where if you have a yoga strap, get your yoga strap and get a loop in that yoga strap and have the strap with the loop about as wide as your hips, but I'd say even bring it in a little closer than that. You'll take the strap, we're gonna put that around the calves and the upper calves, so it's just below your knees, okay? And then we're gonna roll over onto our belly, and then come just into a Sphinx pose for a moment. So the elbows press down for a sec, and the arms are about shoulders apart, and just press into the strap with your legs, and lengthen your tailbone. Press your pelvis down. Just turn them up just for a moment, okay? So making sure we have everything in proper alignment. And then release down. Bring your forehead in contact with the earth. Bring your hands under the shoulders. We're gonna do a little bit of cobra here, okay? So we want to keep the legs in at hips width apart, so that's why that strap is really nice. And then you're gonna lengthen your tailbone and push your pelvis down. Hands under the shoulders, a little wide of the shoulders. Hug the elbows in and take your shoulder blades down your back. Now as we inhale, activate those glutes, activate the muscles of your back and squeeze shoulders together and lift your head up off the ground. Lift your chest up off the ground, pause. Now everybody lift those hands up. Work shoulder blades down your back. Look straight down, little baby cobra. We should feel the muscles of the back working. If it's too intense, keep your hands down. And then exhale, release down. Good. Let's try this again. Elbows hug in, shoulder blades down, lengthen the tailbone, press your pelvis down, lightly press your legs into the strap, and then inhale, lift up through the torso. Lift your hands just for a moment, guys. Then bring your hands down. And then lift a little higher. And then exhale, release down. We're gonna do that 3 more times, okay? This time when you come up, you don't have to lift your hands. You're working through cobra, again, but you're hugging elbows and shoulders are going down your back. Lengthen the tailbone. Lightly pressing your legs into your strap. Releasing down. Do it 2 more times. Lengthening up again, you're using the muscles of the back, the core, the glutes to lift you up. Keep your shoulders down. Don't let them go up towards your ears. The next time you come up, we're going to pause for numerous breaths. Elbows hugging in. We're lengthening the tailbone. Okay? Don't let the shoulders up. Don't let those elbows go out. Hug them in. Shoulder blades down. Let your collarbone smile. Lengthen to the crown of the head and pull the head back. This is too high. Come down a little bit. Lengthen that tailbone. Good. And then everybody release. All the way down. Take your hands under the head. Turn your head to the side. Bend those knees. And windshield wipe your legs back and forth. Okay, good. And then let's notice if that strap has become loose. Mine did a little bit, so I'm going to tighten it up a little bit more again. And then rolling back down onto the belly. And this time, take those arms alongside your body, palms down. Let your forehead touch the earth. And then everyone lengthen your tailbone. Tuck under your pubic bone. Shoulders down the back and towards each other. Press your feet down. Press the legs into the strap. Now inhale, lift your head, lift your torso, and if comfortable, lift your arms. Little modified downward facing boat. Look straight down. And then exhale. Come down. Let's do that 4 more times. Inhale, we lift. And then exhale, release. Again, inhale, lift. Exhaling out as you release. Inhale, we're lifting. Exhale, releasing. Come up 1 more time and hold. Shoulders work together, go down your back, look straight down. Feet stay down. And then release. Palms face up again. Turn your head to the opposite way you looked last time. Bend your knees. Windshield wiper legs. Okay, this is good. My strap is falling down, which is fine because we're actually going to release the strap now. Come on out of it. So you can put the hands on the shoulders. Press yourself up to your table. Remove the strap. Put it to the side. Okay. And then everyone, just for a couple of moments here, we're going to do a little cow and cat. So eyes the elbows, rotate forward, pointing on the inside of your thumbs. Wrists right below the shoulders, knees below the hips. Inhale, a little bend the elbows, temple lifts, belly drops. Look out in front of you. Feel this nice extension of the spine. Now let's go to flexion as we exhale. Tuck under the pubic bone, arch the spine, push the ground away. Feel that lengthening of the lower back. Repeat. Keep going. Let's do it 2 more times. Good. Then come back in the table. Drop weight on your left hand, okay? And then we're gonna inhale, sweep the right arm up. And then when we exhale, thread your right arm under the left arm. Come down onto that right arm on the shoulder, the side of your head. You can walk your feet closer together, maybe open the thighs a little wider. Keep the left hand by your head for those support if too much weight is going forward. Or walk your left hand forward. Soak the left hand on the ground, but keep your elbow off the ground. Rotate the left eye of the elbow up towards the ceiling. Take the shoulder blades down the back, and then lengthen the tailbone. Threading of the needle. Get a nice twist for the spine, but also length for the whole lumbar, for the cervical, for the thoracic spine, all of it. Good. And then slowly inhale. Let's bring ourselves back up to table. Changing sides. You can keep the feet together, it's better for you. Drop weight here onto the right arm. I guess I'll turn around here, right? So we can do this facing each other. And then we'll inhale, we'll lift the left arm up. And then exhale, thread left arm under right arm. Come on down onto the left arm, shoulder side of the head. Either keep that right hand by your head with the elbow bent, or walk your right hand forward, rotating the elbow up towards the ceiling, depressing that right shoulder blade down your back, and drop the glutes back and lengthen the tailbone. Keep reaching through those left fingertips. Good. And then slowly inhale to come all the way back up to table. And then we're going to do a little lateral child's pose here. So you can have the feet still closer together and open the thighs wider. You'll drop the sits bones back. Arms are going to stay overhead here. And then we're going to walk the arms over to the right. And I want you to feel a little more extension through your left fingers and feel that left glute pressing down towards the ground. Now, if your head's lifted off the ground, you could take a block and put it underneath the head or a blanket if that feels good. The knees are sensitive, put a blanket underneath the knees. Okay, and let's walk our arms to center. Then we're going to walk our arms over to the left. Again, if you need a prop under the head, use it there. But let's feel a little bit more action here on the right side. Feel that right glute press down and back. Wonderful, everyone. Slowly bring yourself back to center. And then roll yourself up the table. Slowly come down. We're going to come to sit. We can take the legs out in front of us here. And then we can extend the legs straight out. So if you're still a little sensitive in your back and your hips are kind of tight too, you may want to grab a blanket, put it down, and sit on that blanket. So you can go ahead and find some nice extension of the length here without any tension in the back. Or you can always use a block and sit on a block. We're going to do a little forward fold here. So you might want to strap. And then you can take the strap and put it around the feet, especially if you're sensitive. And then those hamstrings are real tight in your back and you can't go too deep into this flexion from the hips. And you also may want to bend your knees some, as that'll help stretch your back more. And this will also help keep the hamstrings from straining, okay? So do whichever position is going to be best for you. You'll lift the sternum. If you have a strap, hold your strap. Otherwise, arms will go overhead. Shoulder blade down your back. Slowly come forward. Pause. Lengthen the tailbone. Think when we were doing that cat earlier, that's what we want, little cat. In the tailbone, lift your heart, then come further forward. Your hands might stop on the ground, maybe on your shins, your ankles, maybe over the feet. But you want to feel your heart reaching forward, shoulder blades going down your back, a little tuck of the chin. If you have a bulging disc, right, forward folds are not good for you. Your mission then would be to sit tall, Hands could be on either side of you, and you could do a little back bend by bending elbows, squeezing shoulder blades together, keep the chest lifted instead, okay? Nice. And then let's all slowly inhale, come all the way up. Exhaling out. Into a little spinal twist now, as we'll bend the right knee, right foot touches the ground for a moment. Grab your block, put it behind that right hip and glute. If you need to move your blanket, you can move it. And then take your right foot up and over your left leg. Have all four press points of the right foot touch the ground. Your left foot's active here, toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. And let's take our left arm and hug our right knee towards that left armpit and lift up out of the sternum. Inhale, exhale, we're gonna twist right. Put your right hand on that block on whichever setting's best for you. Put a little micro bend in that elbow. Press your arm bone back in your shoulder socket and then gently rotate the torso to the right. Inhale, you might come out of the twist a little bit, and then exhale, go in deeper. Now, if you are broad-chested here, it's hard to hug in this leg. Instead of having your right foot over the left leg, you may actually bend your left knee like this, and you can rotate instead with your left arm on the inside of that left leg. And that way you can rotate to the right without having to worry about that broad chest. Keep your left foot flexed, your left thigh bones pushing in the ground. Deep breath in, and then exhale. Out, twist. We're changing sides. I'm just gonna flip around here, okay? And making sure you have that block and on the outside of that left hip and glute. We'll bring the left knee in, left foot over right leg, or again, if you're broad-chested, left leg long, right knee here. And then we're gonna hug that left leg with our right arm, taking it toward that right armpit, sternum lifts, right toes are pointing up. Inhale, exhale, we twist left, left hand on our block, a little micro bend in the elbow, press the arm bone back, lift your sternum, shoulder blades work together, soft gaze to the left, or close your eyes. Notice your breathing. If you're having a hard time breathing here, slowly work yourself out of the twist some, okay? It's possible you're compressing those ribs, or also notice if you're just collapsing in your back. Keep lifting up. The sternum lengthening to the crown of your head. Last breath here. Inhale, exhale, we release out, release those legs. Nice job, everybody. If you have time for it, you're gonna hit a little bit of relaxation and you can use these props here, especially if that lower back is still bothering you, where you can take, a blanket, you can roll it up and you could put it underneath that lower back and lie over here as those legs are extended long or feet together. Or let the feet touch the earth, separate the feet, and then let the knees drop together. You don't need the blanket, it doesn't have to be there. It could go under your head. Palms face up though. Okay. Close the eyes. And you're just going to release there for a couple of moments, okay? Take in that little exercise we just did and making sure, if you'd like to repeat it, go ahead and do it. If you want to add on a couple extra of
reps on any of those exercises, do it. But make sure you take care of yourself and always leave any quotes down at the bottom or any questions, and I'll always get back to you guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you guys soon. Namaste.